Good morning world. My name is Mark. I'm 57 years old. I'm a Kiwi that lives in Mexico and I'm a professional athlete. And I'm currently doing a 365-day running challenge. And this is day 59. Yes, I've been running 59 days in a row and I'm taking you along for the ride. This is my beautiful running area. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm just doing my warm-up, which consists of a bit of walking, some dynamic stretching, and then we're going to get into a run. Today is a long, slow, easy run on the schedule, so maybe 10 Ks or so. We'll see how we go, and afterwards I'm going to come and tell you all about what it's like living in Mexico. Beautiful. See you soon. Oh well, that's run 59, day 59 done, folks, and a great run this morning. It was 10 Ks, nice and easy, and a bit of a recovery from my fast run yesterday, so really good. And that's 59 days I don't need to do again, so very happy. In today's video I wanted to talk about living in Mexico. Yes, I'm a Kiwi and I've been living in Mexico now for 6 months. And I live in Cancun on the Yucatan Peninsula in the state of Quintana Roo. And my wife and I moved here 6 months ago from Canada, and before that Australia. So in the last year we've lived in 3 countries, and yeah, Mexico is really good. So a lot of people are going to be thinking, okay, what's it like compared to New Zealand? And well, I haven't lived in New Zealand for 40 years, so I can't give that comparison, but I can give a good comparison to Australia or Canada or even the US, I guess. Cancun's a really interesting place. It's known around the world as a big tourist destination. Its history is quite young. It's only been a tourist city like this for 50 years. So it's growing very quickly. There's a lot of development and there's a lot of money coming in as far as investment goes. So the story of Cancun is the Mexican government years ago wanted to have some tourist and economic money coming in, so they sent out a bunch of consultants, as they do, to look around Mexico to see where there was a good opportunity to build a tourist town. And after many years of looking and surveys and selection process, they came up with Cancun, or this area of the Yucatan Peninsula, to develop. There was a lot of people living here that didn't have any jobs, beautiful scenery and lots of other tourist attractions that could be developed. So they decided to go ahead and to turn this place into a tourist mecca, which it's become now. So the first thing that surprised me when I arrived here was the size of Cancun Airport. I thought it was going to be like a little airstrip in the middle of nowhere, but it's a major international airport with 5 terminals, and I think it has about 600 to 700 flights a day coming in here from all over the world. So you can fly directly here from a lot of places, and obviously from the mainland USA you can get a lot of direct flights into Cancun as well. The majority of tourists here are Americans. It's only a couple of hours to Miami by plane, so it's frequented quite a lot by the American tourist market. So then yeah, I arrived here and my first impression was pretty much what I expected. A little bit underdeveloped, things like rough roads and chaos on the roads and all that sort of stuff, compared to other developed not only tourist places but cities, I guess. But one thing that really struck out was how many, or the lack of, I should say, high-rise buildings. So other than the hotel zone, which has its own distinct area in the city, there's not a lot of high-rise buildings in Cancun yet, and that's a pretty good thing, and it's something that is noticeable when you first arrive, I guess, in terms of a lot of low-lying buildings. And the next thing that I noticed was how flat it is, and I've got to know now because I'm running a lot here, so There's no hills in Cancun, no hills. In fact, I was told the other day that the nearest hills from here is in Veracruz, which is in another state, miles, hundreds of kilometers away. So it's a very, very flat part of the world, right across the whole Yucatan Peninsula. The topography is very, very flat. So if you want to come here and do some mountain and hill running, don't come to this part of Mexico. Yeah, my first impressions was that it was pretty hot. But I didn't realize how hot it was going to get, and the summer has been really, really unbearable at times. So I've read a lot about it and talked to a lot of people about it now since I've been here, and the nearest comparison I could say would be Singapore in terms of the heat and humidity. So enormous amounts of humidity. You can see this is from my run this morning, 10 Ks, absolutely dripping wet, as I should be after 10 Ks, but that's just the humidity here. So humidity is typically above 80% every day, with temperatures in the summertime only getting down to about 26 degrees Celsius. So it's a hot climate. So if you're not good in the heat, or you don't like the heat, then, you know, probably stay away or don't come here for too long in the summertime. But we're now coming into the part of the year that everybody loves. We're coming into autumn. And this morning, in fact, was probably one of the first mornings I've been for a run where I felt just a little bit of change in the air as far as the temperature goes. So this is the time of the year to start thinking about booking your tickets and coming to Cancun for a holiday, right through until Christmas, New Year. The impressible heat goes down a bit, and you can get out there and do things comfortably, and you can, more importantly, sleep at night. So I'm really looking forward to the next few months, because it's going to help my training. It's going to be a lot more pleasant to live, and yeah, I think this is going to be the best time to be living in Cancun. On the food side, you can get whatever you want here. So, you know, I eat pretty much what I've been eating for a number of years. Yeah, of course I love tacos and burritos and enchiladas and quesadillas and everything else. I'm not a chili guy, so I haven't got into all the hot stuff that's here, but my wife does. And yeah, there's not many dishes that she eats that I can eat, that's for sure. So if you like the spicy hot stuff, then brains blowing away here with hot chilies and spices and everything. But if you're not into that, it's okay. You can eat whatever you want, basically. And unfortunately, all the American fast food joints are here, so you can get the rubbish if you're into that. But yeah, so typically the food is, you know, tacos and tortillas, and everybody eats that, and it's very, very cheap. So, well, comparatively, so if you're looking at comparing it to in America or Canada or Australia, it's very cheap to live here in Mexico. And I found that to be the case across everything that we do in our life. So we built a house here, we furnished the house, we got everything set up, and the price is extraordinarily cheap compared to what I've been used to in Australia and Canada. You know, on a day-to-day living basis, if you compare that again to other places, things like electricity are really cheap. Your food bill's cheap, even though there's inflation here like everywhere else in the world, and it's gone up around about 21% or so in the last 6 months. It's still very cheap compared to the rest of the world. So from a cost of living perspective, Mexico's a really good place to come and live, and you can get very good value for your money still, even in a tourist place like this. Even though we've been here for 6 months, we've seen the prices go up enormously. Real estate's going up all the time, and I think because it's such a young city, there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of tourist buildings and infrastructure going in, so it's really catering to that tourist market. So we thought it was a good investment to come and buy here as well, for the longer term. So that was another reason that we came here. To get into this market now is probably a good thing. So weather, food, security, everybody talks about security in Mexico, and having lived all over the world during my life, I want to say this, I want to say that no matter where you go in the world, you can have problems, right? So it's about being smart and being aware, being conscious of your things. You don't go around flashing off money and showing valuable items just like you wouldn't in downtown New York or Sydney or wherever. Yeah, so yeah, just be sensible. This part of Mexico is pretty safe, so you've probably seen and heard a lot of things about, you know, mass killings and cartel activities and stuff across Mexico. This part of Mexico is known to be very safe. We go out at night and there's no problem, and I can come running here and there's no issues, and yeah, I don't have any fear whatsoever for my safety. My wife, you know, she's from Mexico, so she knows what to do and how to go about things. But yeah, in the 6 months that we've been here, everybody's been super friendly. People are lovely here. They are very genuine people. They welcome you. They want to know about you. Of course, I'm a gringo, so they're intrigued about, you know, who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing here. So it's, yeah, a really, really nice place to be. So overall, I give Cancun probably an 8 out of 10 because the weather is so hot in the summertime. That's the only thing so far that I would put against it. But if you love super hot, humid weather, then this place is for you. If you want to get into a real estate market that's still quite affordable, this is a good place to come. If you're a foreigner, you can buy real estate here, but you have to do a bank trust, so a bank guarantee, so you have to go through a bank for that process. My wife's Mexican, so we didn't have to worry about that, but if you do come here, you have to go through and getting a bank guarantee for that, and there's a lot of information online about how to do that. I'm a resident now. I got my residency a few weeks ago, so I'm a resident, so I can stay here and don't have any issue. If you come here on a tourist visa, you get 6 months, and yeah, once you get your 6 months, you can go out and come back again and do that for a while. But you can get a temporary residency, you can apply for that, and that leads also into permanent residency. So if you want to look at Mexico as a long-term option to come and live, then there is a pathway that is relatively easy for you to go through. And the other reason we love living here is because my wife's mother lives here, so we've got family here, and that's a really, really good thing. In fact, we only live 5 minutes away from each other, and it's really nice to have that as well. So yeah, I'm super happy living here. I love this part of the world. We still got lots to explore, and we're going to do that on this channel. So we're going to go out and do some runs in places like Playa del Carmen and Tulum and Cozumel and Merida. So there's lots of places near here that we're going to go and do trips to, and I'm going to do some runs there, and we're going to film all that as well, so you get to see a lot more of Mexico if you subscribe to the channel and follow my videos along the journey. So there we go. There's a little bit of an insight today to a Kiwi living in Mexico. I love it here. Very happy that I moved here. You can get to places pretty easy. We've got the Caribbean islands just on our doorstep here. Cuba is just there. Then we've got South America, and of course North America is just up the road as well, basically. So yeah, it's a great part of the world to be based and to get access to a lot of things. So there you go, a little bit of an insight to living in Cancun, Mexico. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for supporting day 59 of my 365-day running challenge. And I'm going to be back again tomorrow with the big 6-0, and we're going to crush it tomorrow, folks. Until then, stay fit, stay healthy, and go for a run. See you tomorrow. Bye from Mexico.